What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Friday, January 15th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. I'm doing these picks early in the morning so I can get this video out so you have time to watch it. But a lot of things happen before the games start with injury news and COVID updates. So we've just created a live before lock injury and COVID update news article that we have posted right when you log into your draft dashboard. There's a link to that article, and we're going to update that article throughout the day as injury news and COVID updates come in. So you're going to see right there the best plays on the slate due to the COVID updates. This is a big part of NBA DFS now, so this is going to help you get a big advantage so you can quickly identify the low salary players that are going to get a lot of minutes and playing opportunity because of all these injury and COVID news updates. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the draft dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, let's take a look at the point guard position. I like Damian Dotson from the Cleveland Cavaliers playing the New York Knicks, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're middle-of-the-pack defending opposing point guards. Damian Dotson, he's only averaged 16.6 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 25 minutes per game with a 16% usage rate, but Colin Sexton is out, so he's going to get the start, and he's played 30, 37, and 41 minutes in the last 3 games, scoring 15, 32, and 41 fantasy points. And he's had a usage rate between 19 and 21%, so all of those are up from his season averages as the starting point guard. He's projected at 28 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.6 times value. He's 500 FanDuel salary and 200 more on DraftKings. So I like Damian Dotson here versus the New York Knicks. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. So with Lonzo Ball out, I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker from the New Orleans Pelicans playing the LA Lakers, who have a good defense overall, and they're middle-of-the-pack defending opposing shooting guards. Alexander-Walker, he scored 50 fantasy points in 33 minutes last game with a 35% usage rate. He's projected at 24 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.4 times value because he's 5,500 FanDuel salary, but he's 1,100 less on DraftKings. So I love that DraftKings price. So his projected value is over 5 times value on DraftKings. I think he's a lock for me on DraftKings. So I like Nickeil Alexander-Walker here versus the LA Lakers. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Kawhi Leonard from the LA Clippers playing the Sacramento Kings, who have the worst defense overall, and although they've been pretty good versus opposing small forwards, Kawhi Leonard has averaged 46.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 35 minutes per game with a 30% usage rate. He scored 53, 50, and 38 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 38, 38, and 34 minutes. He's projected at 47.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.9 times value. He's 9,600 FanDuel salary and the same price on DraftKings. Vegas thinks there's going to be 229.5 points scored in this game, so a high-scoring game. So I like Kawhi Leonard here versus the Sacramento Kings. Real quick guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I'm gonna give you a value play here. I like James Johnson from the Dallas Mavericks playing the Milwaukee Bucks, who have a good defense overall, and they've been good versus opposing power forwards. But James Johnson, he scored 31 and 30 fantasy points in the last 2 games, playing 25 and 26 minutes. He's projected at 28 fantasy points here tonight. That's 6.7 times value. He's 4,200 FanDuel salary and 400 more on DraftKings. So I like that price on both sites. Vegas thinks there's going to be 226.5 points scored in this game, so I like James Johnson here versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Another power forward that I like here tonight is Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic playing the Boston Celtics, who have a good defense overall, but they give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. Aaron Gordon has averaged 29.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 27 minutes per game with a 24% usage rate. He scored 44 and 32 fantasy points in the last 2 games, playing 35 and 35 minutes. He's projected at 32.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.9 times value. He's 6,500 FanDuel salary and 800 more on DraftKings. So I like that FanDuel price. So this is a good power forward matchup. So I like Aaron Gordon here versus the Boston Celtics. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Jonas Valanciunas from the Memphis Grizzlies playing the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have the 2nd worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing centers. Jonas Valanciunas has averaged 33.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 27 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate. He scored 50 fantasy points last game, playing 30 minutes with a 28% usage rate. He's projected at 32.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.7 times value. He's 7,000 FanDuel salary and 100 more on DraftKings. Vegas thinks there's going to be 224.5 points scored in this game, so I like Jonas Valanciunas here versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now the other center that I like is Mitchell Robinson from the New York Knicks playing the Cleveland Cavaliers, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and although they've been pretty good versus opposing centers, Mitchell Robinson has averaged 29.3 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 30 minutes per game with an 11% usage rate. He scored 32, 36, and 23 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 33, and 34 minutes. He's projected at 31 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 6,000 FanDuel salary and 300 more on DraftKings. So I like Mitchell Robinson here versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.